Hello YouTube family, welcome to Peggy Joe's Kitchen and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be cooking a shrimp and squash and zucchini casserole. And here's some of the ingredients that you'll need to make this dish. Of course you're going to need zucchini. I'm going to use 3 medium-sized zucchinis and 3 medium-sized squash. And we'll chop up a whole onion. And I'm going to be using about 1.5 pounds of shrimp. I've already peeled and deveined and washed my shrimp. And you'll need 4 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to be using the Kerrygold butter. And you also need 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of grated cheddar cheese, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of black pepper, Creole seasoning, and salt. And I'm also going to use, for the topping, I'm going to use 1 sleeve of the Butter Ritz crackers. And I'm going to put it into a Ziploc bag, and I'll use my rolling pin to crush them up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll get started by, and another thing, you want to wash and dry your zucchini before you peel it, so that when you peel it, you won't be transmitting any bacteria. So what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and cut the top off of the zucchini, and I have a little bowl here that I'm going to be putting my skins once I peel them. So you just use a potato peeler, peel the skin off. And you can use the skin, you can cook it with the skin on if you want. I just choose to take the skin off of this recipe. I'm going to go ahead and get one of them peeled. One of the zucchini peeled and one of the squash peeled. And then I'll go off camera and get the rest of them peeled. So you want to cut the top off of your squash. Take your peeler and peel the skin right off. And I'm not getting every last bit of the skin off, but just most of them. Because some of the skin has blemishes, so you can just go ahead and peel that right off. And cut the end piece off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get all the squash and the zucchini peeled, and I'm going to use my food processor to chop my onion, and I'll come back once I've done that. Okay, so I have my onion diced up. And I have them covered back here because they're kind of strong. And I have already started chopping or slicing my vegetables, my zucchini and my yellow squash. So what you want to do is cut it in half first, and then just slice it in thin slices. That way it'll cook, faster. And you want to make sure all your slices are about the same, so that they'll cook evenly. am going to get my pot heated up. You can use a big skillet if you like. I'm just going to go ahead and use this so when I start stirring it won't, fall out. So let's get that heated. And you're going to need some type of oil. I'm going to be using my garlic infused olive oil. Go ahead and rinse my hands off. Okay, let's go ahead and put your oil in the bottom of your pot or your skillet. And while I'm waiting on that to heat up, I'm going to, I was going to put some oil, but I'm going to butter my pan that I'm going to put the squash in. Now the squash is going to cook down, it's going to break down, and then once it's cooked and all broken down, we're going to put it into a colander and squeeze all the juice out of the squash. All right, so let's put a little bit of butter and take a brush, or you can use your hands if you like, or a paper towel, and just make sure you butter it really good. Let's go ahead and get our squash in. The pot is heated. Make sure you butter it really good. All up the sides. You want to cook it like on a medium heat. You don't want to brown them or burn them. You just want to saute them. And we're going to saute the shrimp as well, and then we'll saute the onions too. Put some more oil. And you just use enough oil to make sure that they're not sticking or burning. I probably used about a tablespoon, maybe 2. And it also depends on how many squash you do, because you can modify this dish to accommodate your group. Just keep stirring, they'll start to break down. Okay, so in another skillet, I'm going to go ahead and get it heated up so that we can saute our onion first, and then we'll saute the shrimp. And once the squash and zucchini start to cook, they'll release some juice. So that's how they start to break themselves down, along with the oil. Because I'm seeing some water starting to form now. And you can hear the difference. You don't hear the sizzling anymore. You hear a nice, soft, saute sound. Let's see if I can bring you a little bit closer so you can see how they're starting to break down. As you can see in the bottom of the pot, you see some juice. And that's the zucchini and the squash releasing their own juices. Okay, so now we're going to saute the shrimp. Go in with a little bit of oil in the skillet. Oh yeah, see there's a lot of juice now. So that's why you have to make sure before you start putting your casserole together that you've squeezed out all the juice. So when this is done, I'll go ahead and put it into a colander, and then I'll kind of mash down on it and try to squeeze all the juice out. All right, let's go ahead and put our shrimp in. And we'll go ahead and season our shrimp with a little sea salt, some Creole seasoning, and some garlic powder. cook your shrimp all the way because they're going to go into the casserole, and the casserole is going to cook in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and get my oven preheated to 350. All right, let's go ahead and turn our shrimp over. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the shrimp sauteed up and finish cooking the squash, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so I have the shrimp sauteed as much as I need to have them sauteed. Remember, we're going to put it into the casserole and it'll finish baking. So I'm going to go ahead and saute my onions, put a little bit of oil down in my skillet. And this is one large onion. And you want to saute your onion until they are translucent. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get your squash and zucchini broke down. And if you need to cook it a little bit longer for your taste, you can. Yep, smelling good in here now. Anytime you start sauteing these onions, that's a party in itself. I know some people don't like onion. If you don't like onion or you can't eat onion and you prefer just the onion powder, use onion powder. And this squash has cooked down quite a bit. Okay, so while the onion are finishing up sauteing and the last few minutes on the squash cooking. I'm going to go ahead and take my Ritz crackers and put them into the Ziploc bag. And these are the butter flavored Ritz crackers. You can use any flavor because there's a lot of different flavors out there, but the butter is my choice. All right, the onion is done. Go ahead and turn that off. And now we will go ahead and get these squash and zucchini over to the sink. And get them strained. Okay, so now I have the squash drained, and I have pressed as much juice out as I can. So you want to go ahead and put it back into a bowl or a big pot. Something big and large enough so that you can mix everything together. Okay, so those, I'm gonna modify this right quick. I'm gonna only use 2 tablespoons of butter. Let's see what that looks like. Get that stirred in. Yeah, I think that's plenty. Okay, and then next we will throw in our sour cream. And we'll get that mixed in. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put our sauteed onion in there. Okay, now that we have those few ingredients in, then we'll go ahead and put a tablespoon of garlic powder. And then a teaspoon of the Creole seasoning. Then a teaspoon of coarse black pepper. Or as much pepper as you like. You can add some cayenne pepper to it if you want to. All right, let's get it stirred up. Now we're going to go ahead and put the shrimp and whatever juice that's in the shrimp, we'll put that in there. nice shrimp in there. It's going to be a really good seafood or shrimp casserole. Shrimp and squash and zucchini casserole, should I say. All right, now it's time to put our grated cheese. Just sprinkle it in there. Put a little bit at a time and stir it. A little bit more. And we're not going to reserve any of the cheese for the top. Remember, we have our Ritz crackers that are going to go. I'm going to crush those and we'll put those on top. The last bit of cheese in. Fold that cheese in there. All right, let's go ahead and set this aside and we'll work on our Ritz crackers. Right. So now we have them crushed up, nice and fine. Take your casserole dish, your buttered casserole dish, and put all your ingredients down into that casserole dish. Let's go ahead and level it off. Try to move your shrimp around to distribute them as even as you can. And my oven, for some reason, went off. So let's go ahead and get it going again. Okay, so let's go ahead and sprinkle our Ritz crackers on top. Let's cover them really good. And when it bakes, it's going to have a nice crust on top. And then inside, you'll have your nice, moist casserole. With those, I use large shrimp for this dish. Just take the back of your measuring cup. So I didn't use quite a whole sleeve, but close to it. If my casserole dish was a little bit more spread out, I probably would have used it. But I'm making mine a little deep. Okay. So now, once the oven is preheated, we'll go ahead and put it in the oven for 25 minutes. Okay, so it's done. Oh yeah. All right. This is what it looks like. The crust is nice and brown. That's the buttered Ritz crackers. We're going to go ahead and plate it up. All right, let's go ahead and plate it up and see what it tastes like. Yeah, it was nice and bubbly. I'm gonna get the side where the crust is brown. Ooh, that is hot. Lots of shrimp. I think I'm gonna put me a little pepper on mine. A little black pepper. Oh yeah, this is gonna be delicious. Ooh, it's hot. Look at those big shrimp. Open wide. Mmm. This is so good. This is comfort food. So we have our shrimp. They're nice and juicy and plump. Our squash and zucchini is nice and tender. And the Ritz cracker crust is nice and crunchy. It's nice and hot too. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Try this recipe. It's nice and hot. It's a dish that will tickle your taste buds. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Y'all have a good day, and thanks for watching. Bye.